We are inside of a 2016 Mercedes Benz CLA, so I did want to give you a brief overview and my take on Mercedes Benz CLA 250, which actually comes in, they report just over 30, but by the time you do destination charge, things of that nature, price-wise, you're actually going to be more along the lines of 34, 5, and for this particular model, 6. Now, when you look, very stylish automobile, Mercedes is making their vehicles to look somewhat similar. If you go from the CLA, the C-Class, E-Class even now, and of course the CLS, which is the larger vehicle. Now, I just wanted to bring you this simply because when you look at this vehicle, a lot of Mercedes-Benz owners are upset simply because now anyone can go and buy a Mercedes at $30,000. So it doesn't actually mean what it meant in the past to actually drive a Mercedes and the privilege of actually doing so. Now, at the same time, is this a true Mercedes? Yeah, you see a lot of things that actually remind you of a Mercedes on the outside, but at the same time, for $34,000, consider the competitors out there and the options you actually get. This car is very pedestrian when it actually comes to driving the vehicle in eco or either sport mode. Eco or either comfort mode. Pedestrian simply meaning it's about like your daughter or son who may happen to be 12 or 10 years old actually running against Usain Bolt. That is the difference between this car and comfort and eco mode. Well, I'm going to say eco mode and sport or dynamic mode. So here's my take on it. Very stylish vehicle. You can actually see the chrome tips along the front grille. Very stylish, very nice looking, very luxurious. But when you actually look at the vehicle itself, your side windows are going to be very small. So that gives you very little exposure to the exterior. Of course, if you roll your windows down and then taking that fresh air. Somewhat similar to what people were actually saying about the Chrysler 300 when it first came out with the smaller windows. That doesn't bother me quite as much, but you can definitely notice when you're sitting inside. Now, you have a lot of nice things that Mercedes will do. As far as the exterior and the ride, exterior, their own styling. That's A+. When you look at the ride, nothing I can actually knock on it there. Dynamic mode is crazy fun car and smooth and quiet. The only thing you're going to get is a little road noise, but that's to be expected. This is a $30,000, $35,000 Mercedes-Benz, and it's going more for sport mode. Now, the type person that I would say would be suitable for this car would actually be someone that is a single or actually married, and this is going to be your car to where you're primarily in the car. If you're looking for a long distance driver, this is not the car for you. One, on a long distance trip, or this is going to be something to where you're actually driving 45 miles per day, this is not the car for you, simply because your armrest here does not extend back enough. So if you are taller or you tend to sit back in your seat, yeah, this is not it, because this is not going to give you the support you need. And this is hard as well. So when you're inside, which I'm going to do that right now, if I jump inside the vehicle and I rest my leg here, that's hard. That starts to wear on you over time. And on the back armrest, as you can see, my arm is back here. I'm falling off the armrest. That's not the biggest thing because I prefer to sit way back, but this is hard as well. Now that's another thing. Sorry about the quick spins. The center armrest, which is here, I actually found myself while driving, it kept moving forward, which I didn't want it to do that. So it doesn't exactly lock into position. Just a couple of things that's going to actually, from a comfort level. Now, one that actually may affect a lot of consumers, especially older consumers, is your vision inside the car. Now, take a look at the back mirror. You can actually see there's not much room to actually view. Now, the iPad is blocking a lot of that. I apologize, but that would be about max there. And the headrests, they really block your view. That's because of the slope of the design of the vehicle. One of the most annoying things, when you're moving in and out of a lane, whether you're shifting left or right, when I look over my shoulder, what's blocking my major view there? The headrest. So that is major. Not only do you have the B pillow, which is here, you also have the headrest, which is blocking your view. And then if you look over your shoulder, take a look at that. You've got the C pillow and the headrest, which is actually blocking your view from the rear. So if you're changing lanes, or if you want it like to change lanes, this one does not have blind spot assist. It's going to be pretty difficult to do so because you're kind of trusting yourself in traffic that is already past you because you can't see anything. Your headrests are majorly blocking everything, and also your B and C pillows. So definitely consider that because your view is going to be very much hindered, which if this is a car that you're taking back and forth to work, works perfectly for that. But if you're going on long distance trips and driving family around, I look at that and I don't know. I don't like it for that simply because of the view and also because of the pedestrian-like performance that you're going to get in eco and comfort mode. Now, a couple of other things that actually annoyed me as well. One would be, now you can see the parks on there, but that little thing that has the little gas symbol, when you're driving this car, if you're in eco and comfort mode, no problem. But you're still going to see your gas needle move. This vehicle has a 14.8 gallon tank. So when you actually look at that, you go to sport mode, it literally moves like an older model, I would say Cadillac, or older model American-made car, where every time you do a heavy acceleration, you can see the needle start to move. If you're in sport mode, whether you're actually shifting manually or not, it's going to continue to move, and pretty vastly, to where I was surprised by the amount of times that I actually had to stop to the gas station. Now, a couple other things. This does not annoy me at all. This is your center screen. In one of my previous videos, I actually referred to it as a navigational screen, but this is actually your center screen or your display screen for your entertainment. Now, look how it's attached to the dash. Now, if I had an iPad, which I have my iPad cover, that's my iPad cover. That's the center screen. Simply meaning, a lot of people dislike that simply because it just looks like an iPad. What if they actually attached it to? You can attach another one right there for entertainment for your front passenger. Doesn't particularly block my view, but at the same time, it's just attached and it looks like an iPad. Is that something that Mazda or perhaps Nissan would do? Or do you expect that on a $35,000 luxury vehicle? Question is yours. Now, I love the fact that they actually give you 3 cup holders. That's actually very nice. Everything for your center dash can actually be controlled from voice control, from your steering wheel, on your center display, and this is your second option, which is actually from the joystick here. Third would be from the center deck, so I can press a button here, and that actually helps to get me into those fields. Dynamic mode, you can shift between here, or you can actually use this to shift it, or you can shift from the center joystick here, which will also show on your center screen. Now, all of that is actually nice about the vehicle. I've already mentioned the comfort of the ride, so it's a very smooth ride. It's actually very quiet as well. You will get a little bit of road noise, but that's to be expected. It's nothing annoying. So those two things aren't annoying at all. But sitting in the driver's seat, just from a comfort level, the fact that, and definitely consider, you're spending $35,000. Now, $34,000, consider this vehicle does not have a sunroof, nor does it have, I'm going to press the button here so you can actually see for yourself, navigation. So it's actually saying, please wait there. That's the first that I've ever got that. I don't know why it's waiting. I've actually driven the vehicle for a couple of minutes now. You can see no memory card containing navigational software. So no navigation, no sunroof, no blind spot assist, but you do get adjustable lumbar, and you get what's known in BMW as sport mode, where you're paying a premium for. Mercedes actually throws that into their seat to where you can actually adjust. Now, in most cars, you don't get that, so that is definitely a plus. Another negative to consider, if you're a fairly sizable individual, which is going to be sitting up front, you can already see, I've already opened the rear door. So if we actually hop in, which I am 5'10", that's a squeeze. And I can tuck my feet under. If you can see that, that might be rather dark. Sorry about the lighting here. I can tuck my feet under and I can sit pretty nicely, but fairly comfortable, but two butts there. Be aware. When you actually look, I'm fairly wide, or slightly wider than a normal individual, but I'm already into the center section, which this is definitely a 4-passenger vehicle. And if you look, my shoulder is basically into the black off the seat here. So that may very well be a comfort issue. But the biggest thing about sitting in the back seat, take a look at my head, how close my head is to the roof there. So definitely consider that because of the slope of the exterior of the vehicle. Once your kids get to be pretty much teenagers, which I have a daughter, she's actually 12 years old, she could not sit in the back seat because not only that this is here, but as they continue to grow up, now you have a width of the seat problem. And older people, which are the elderly, which may be getting in and out of your back seat, definitely consider, because when I go to get out, I can't just go to the side because of the slope of the roof. Now, follow me here. I've actually got to stoop down, which may be fairly uncomfortable, and then come out and just kind of nestle my way out here. So definitely consider, from a comfort standpoint of anyone that's going to be riding in your back seat, the slope of the roof and getting in and out, because that slope, I'm going to take you back in one more time. You can see the slope of the roof there, and you can see the headrest. So your head area is basically contained. Definitely consider that, because if it's just two people driving the car, it's a two-person family, yeah, you may be okay, but at the same time, if you're going to have people getting in and out of the back, especially someone that may be older, that's going to be extremely uncomfortable. But outside of that, if you're driving in dynamic mode, one-person vehicle, driving no more than 30 miles one way each day, fun car to have. Family member, someone that may be slightly older, carrying rear passengers, probably not the car for you. Plus, there's a lot of competitors in this price range of that $30,000 to $40,000 luxury to where you get more equipment. This is just my take on the Mercedes Benz CLA. If you have one, love it, own it, continue to drive.